No, you're not gonna lie. I have issues with this movie.
Okay, well, I'm really looking forward to hearing this. All right, so
Uh,
today we're
all right,
reviewing
so
Mad Max Fury Road, and
yeah,
you just watched it what tonight
yeah.
or
I just watched it tonight.
just
Mad Max
awesome?
Fury Road is basically the fourth installment of George Miller's Mad Max series. Although
Yeah,
be it over a 30-year gap between the third and the fourth, but still they made it. They got it there.
yeah. Have you
It's
seen the
sort of
older ones?
I've seen all the other ones, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's gonna come to one of my gripes later on. Anyway, we'll get
All
there.
right.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's basically a post-apocalyptic sort of world where like the world has just gone to crap. I think it's after a war or something or other like that, and it basically is a computer game scene where people are transporting some goods from one place to another,
Spoilers,
trying to keep
spoilers,
and
spoilers.
no, 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 it's not spoil. It's not
Oh, is it?
spoilers. It's basically what it is. It's they're transporting something from one place to
Oh,
another,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it's just a bunch of action scenes in between the middle, and it goes from there. There's no real details given there, but once you watch it, you can see from there.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
we're gonna have to start talking about spoilers anyway. So the whole
yeah,
film,
yeah, yeah,
the whole film is
yeah. I
pretty
mean,
much a chase scene. That's what
yeah,
it
it
is.
is. It
Yeah.
is a chase. I mean, if you look at the trailer, you pretty much you get that. It's just like a bunch of well, that's in essence, what Mad Max, the world of Mad Max is in a sense, all about cars and like
Yeah, yeah.
that sort of that punk kind of thing, that it's there. The short, quick review, if you guys want to just like listen to what's going on and don't want to go into the details from my side, and then we can go to my friend Jad's side as well. I would say it's great movie, great action scenes. The sort of cinematography is beyond belief. The all the sort of the stunts are just incredible. The acting's great. Everything's great in this movie. Although there were some gripes, I would suggest you see it. But we will talk if you want to listen on further. We'll talk about certain issues with the movie as well. And that's my side. That's my view of it. Anyway, Jad, next.
Yeah,
Go.
pretty much what you said. I've I've been saying that it's probably the best action film ever made, and it's set the standard for action films now. It's definitely one of my favorite films of all time now. Uh, I'm really interested to hear what you have to say about it because I found like a couple of little tiny things that I thought could have been improved, but other than that, I thought it was awesome. Such an awesome film. And I think George Miller did such a great job on it, considering he had 15 years of pre-production to make it because of all the
Yeah, the
delays and
issues
all
that.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but brilliant movie. But yeah, I want to get into the
Yeah.
nitty-gritty
Okay.
of
Now,
it.
spoiler time, guys. Spoiler time. There's
Yeah.
a lot of spoilers. All right. Okay. Jad, you start, and then I'll get to my side because I keep speaking all the time, and you carry.
That's all right. Well, I mean, I just it was such a well-paced movie, and there was just action, action, action all the time, and it just gave you enough breather times in between. And then just as soon as you've had just enough a bit of a breather, it just gets back into the action again, and I loved the madness of it. I loved how just crazy people are, and a lot of things made a little bit more clear to me when I listened to George Miller's interview where he was talking about a little bit about the background of the characters and the universe, and he's saying how these characters have grown up in this post-apocalyptic sort of setting, and the only thing that outlasts them, apart from nature, of course, are these cars and all this technology. So they kind of consider them as if they're religious artifacts. They're something that they can look up to and worship in a sense. And they've based their life sort of around them, and they even give that sign. When they put their fingers together, they give the
Yeah.
sign of the V8
Yeah, the
engine,
V8 sign. Yeah,
which
yeah,
is
yeah.
so cool. And just like attention to detail with little things like that, like when they were about to sacrifice themselves, they chromed themselves.
Yeah,
They just
exactly.
spray their mouth with this chrome stuff. It's all this religious connotation, which are obviously links to real world situations. There's sort of like a commentary on that happening. Um, I loved little pieces. There were a couple of things in there that I thought you know how sometimes they do things in movies just for for the sake of it. It's like, oh, who cares? It's a movie. Let's do it because it's cool.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
George Miller made sure that everything in the film made more logical sense.
I
Uh,
agree with that completely.
yeah, there were a couple of things where he did do that whole thing of, oh, let's just do it for the hell of it, but it still made sense. Like, for example, when Immortan Joe, the main villain guy, pours the water onto all the citizens, and it's just like you think about, oh, it's such a waste of water. Why would he do it that way? But then it kind of shows like how evil he is and that he just doesn't care
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
just wants to give him a taster. And then little things like, you remember that chase scene where they're squirting petrol gas into the air intakes,
Yeah.
and they're having that competition who can squirt more and make the cars go faster. And obviously Max is squirting it with his mouth because he doesn't have a squirting bottle, but the other guy has two squirting bottles and he's going at it. And then it gets to the point where the bad guy is just like, it's so crazy that he starts squirting it into his mouth and squirting the bottles at the same time. It just like makes no logical sense, but it's
Well,
just such madness.
yeah,
Like,
that's the thing. I mean, that's the sort of the environment this is it because
yeah,
hence you concentrating on the mad side of the title because when it's post-apocalyptic world where there's no rules, no understanding of what it is, people
yeah,
move into madness. I mean, and the thing is, there is in our world, that seems crazy. All the shit that happens in the movie seems crazy. But in that world,
it's
who says
normal.
it's crazy? It's
Yeah,
just how it
yeah,
is. That's
but
how they are. That's how their mind is.
that's right, and I loved how that was portrayed, and it also gave these people a sense of because that's almost like a child behavior. They haven't grown
Yeah.
out of that. They're just like grown up. They get the specially formulated mother's milk,
Yeah,
breast milk,
exactly. I know,
by the
right?
way, which like random cut of a shot to boobies, right? That was just brilliant. And they're not like attractive boobies or anything, but it's just like cut
Pretty
to
gross, yeah.
boobies, like it's like there's your boobies for the film. There's your you know.
It's true. It's very true. I must say. I mean,
Yeah. But yeah, okay, your turn now. I want to hear what you
all
say.
right. On my side, I'll say the things I liked first. Firstly, I liked the fact that pretty much all of the stunts and the action is real stuff. I mean, I watched an uncut, sort of unedited, sort of like production of a certain scene that was taken, and it is the exact same scene without that sort of coating of the color over it, basically with all the slight CGI that they add, which is basically the contrasting of the sand and the
Yeah, that was like
the
more
sky and all that
color
kind of stuff.
color
That other than
grading.
that, but so
Color,
I
yeah.
loved that, and I loved how sort of because it's real sort of action scenes and real stunts and not CGI. It and the fact that everything, all the stunts and everything that you see is realistic. It's functional. They're functional things, other than small little
They make
nitpicks like with
sense.
the
Mm.
the guitars with the fire flame, all that kind of shit. But it's like a war a war drum kind of thing. So I can understand that side of it. So I love that kind of side. I love the way it was filmed. Like I loved Charlize Theron's acting, incredible. I also liked Nicholas Holt. I think his name's Nicholas Holt, right?
Uh,
The guy that plays
Max?
Nicholas Holt. Yeah,
No,
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 the new guy, the guy that the
yeah,
white faced
yeah, yeah, yeah,
the War Hunter guy,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
War Hunter. Anyway, I loved they're great actors, and I loved the one of the things I liked the most, and seriously, every single action director, please listen to this podcast and take this view.
And listen
When you're
and watch the
cutting,
film also. Watch
yeah,
the
yeah, and
film.
watch the film. But they may watch the film and they're like, "Yeah, man's better." But no, this is the thing. When you're cutting in an action movie, take time for the viewer to absorb what
What's
you're cutting
happening?
between scenes. You
Yeah,
understand?
yeah.
That's the thing. That's what I liked the most in this movie. So when it's cutting a scene, it lets you absorb it and then it cuts it. So
Mm.
you know what's going rather than the Transformers rah, 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 in your face. It's like, what the
You
fuck
don't know
is
what's
going
going
on?
on, and you start
What
getting a
is going on?
seizure. Yeah.
Exactly. It's that sort of like what the hell is happening? All that kind of stuff I loved. I also loved the villain. Although, one small gripe with the villain, right? Did you ever play a game called Twisted Metal?
No, I
the
haven't.
the moment look, if I'll look, let me send you. I'm going to send you
So
something.
I'll Google it. Twisted Metal. Oh, okay, you said.
Twisted Metal
Yeah.
and write Sweet
Oh
Tooth.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
This guy is the father of Sweet Tooth in Twisted Metal. And in fact, I'm pretty sure, right, George Miller has played this game because the coincidences in the game and the movie are very similar.
Really?
There's a
That's
few little
interesting.
because it is in Twisted Metal, a post-apocalyptic sort of world where there's cars and you go around cars killing people with the main villain, which looks like the main villain. This guy,
Yeah,
he's the son of the main villain of this guy.
but that sounds like it was taken from the original Mad Max
I
trilogy.
think so. Yeah,
So
definitely. I
maybe
mean,
they fed
but
off it.
it is a crazy coincidence. I looked at it and went, "What? I know that villain.
Yeah,
I know that guy from somewhere." The villain
yeah.
is great. I mean, he's menacing and he has this presence when he comes onto the screen as well. It's like, dude, this guy is mean, like properly mean. But in essence, he's to me, it's a bit of a gripe that he's a functional villain rather than you understanding who he is or what he does or why he's doing this or why all this guy. He's just a villain as a villain should be in certain movies like this, especially if it's just an action movie. So he's very good, and I like his menacing and his looks. He does the way did his looks in the movie, like the first scene where one of the mothers. I'm gonna say mothers. You know that
Yeah.
famous model. What was that hoe's name? Rosie Huntington Whiteley. That's the one. Rosie Huntington. Although I thought, okay, she's not gonna die. There's no way she's gonna die. Big spoiler, by the way. And when the car hit, I was like,
Well,
damn!
that's the other thing that I loved. Like people were
Bitch, be
actually
dead!
dying. Yeah, people were dying. It's like, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
this is what should happen.
So all of that stuff is great, and especially that scene when they go into the dust cloud, dude. That scene.
Mm.
And by the way, you have to watch this in the cinema. It is true. It really is a cinema movie. If you watch it, don't download this crap or get even on the Blu-ray. Maybe when it comes out, when you get a really good sort of screen, a massive screen, yeah, it really is one of those
And a good
like wow.
sound system and all that.
Yeah, yeah, it's one of those
Yeah.
wow movies, and I like the way that there isn't like music throughout the whole thing either, and just music comes in certain areas where it's just like heightens the feeling of the tension and the cool wow factor of the movie. So this is me hyping it up. It is a brilliant movie, honestly. Like if you want to see how action movies should be done, this is it. You have to
Yeah.
watch this movie,
Yeah.
right?
It's
So
kind of set a new standard in a way, hasn't
yeah,
it?
it is. It has set a new standard. Okay, now I'm gonna get to one of my gripes,
All right.
and this is a pretty big gripe, right? Okay, the movie is called Mad Max,
Yeah.
but it's more of a movie like Furiosa, Nicholas Hoult. Oh, and by the way, Mad Max is in as well.
But you see, but I think that's probably because he didn't have a lot of dialogue, which is this is how he's always been. In all the Mad Max films, he hasn't had a lot of dialogue. He's always very quiet. He doesn't say much. That might have been because I mean, in terms of screen time, he's got. I'm pretty sure he's got the maximum screen time. Uh,
Really, I would say Charlize Theron had more. I think it's on par with that because it
yeah,
in essence it is Charlize Theron's movie. It's her movie. I mean, it's all about her. She played the role amazingly great. But as I said, it's like Mad Max is like bumped on the side kind of thing.
it's funny
That's it.
because
That's it.
I didn't get the sense. I always got the sense that Mad Max was in control and like it was his story, and obviously so to me it occurred that he's just roaming warrior and then he came upon this situation and then this is part of his life for like the next couple of days or whatever and then after it's done he goes on to the whatever continuing his life but yeah I can see I heard someone else also say that it's very much about Furiosa as
Yeah,
well as
it
Mad
is. It's
Max.
completely. I mean, it really is. It's her movie. That's what I feel anyway. That's what it seems like when you watch the movie. You'll see because the thing you remember out of the movie is not Max. You don't remember him. You remember the action scenes and Charlize Theron and actually Nicholas Hoult. Nicholas Hoult plays
Yeah,
his role really, really well. I mean, he
he
really
does.
well, brilliant, brilliant role. The way he does
What
it,
a
and
what a lovely day.
it would have loved it
What a
there. Yeah,
lovely day.
exactly. Yeah,
I'll
it's
have to agree to disagree with you on that because
yeah, yeah,
I definitely felt Mad Max is present, and I really loved how they gave him minimal lines and how Tom Hardy did this whole like blubbering thing, like when he'd be doing stuff, he'd just be like blubbering. I
yeah,
loved
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I loved that. I thought it was
Yeah,
really cool. Yeah.
and one thing as well about him, because Mad Max in this is you can tell like he's kind of like losing it, like properly.
Yeah.
Is like his mind isn't there. But one of the things about sort of Tom Hardy, the way he played it, and this is what I mean, because I'm a lover of the original movies. That's the thing that it gets to me, all right? Because I'm a bit of a lover of the original sort of Mad Max and the way it was portrayed then. Because when Mel Gibson did it, it was his facial expressions, his eyes, his sort of like. I know there is similarities between the two because in the George Miller sort of readings and things I read about is that like he saw Mel Gibson in Tom Hardy, but it's just because it's so iconic. That's the thing that
Mm.
got to me as well because it's Mel Gibson does it better. Unfortunately, it's a thing that I can't sort of
Yeah,
get
he
over.
has a different presence about him, and Tom Hardy, I think, gave him a little bit of uh, sort of almost a comic booky type feel than Mel Gibson did. Like with Mel
Yeah, yeah,
Gibson, I felt he had a bit more of a serious tone, and you took him more seriously. Whereas with Tom Hardy, it was kind of a bit more fun. And like you said, he was. Well, maybe that's what it is also. He's been living in this post-apocalyptic wasteland for such a long time that he's slowly going mad. And
yeah, yeah,
that's what he's
definitely.
gotten to now, because when you watch him in the original Mad Maxes, uh, it's the first one is just when he loses his uh husband husband
Yeah, exactly.
his wife, my mind's somewhere else. His wife and daughter or son, I can't remember if it was his daughter or his son.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the second
Family
one
man.
is,
Yeah,
yeah, and then the second one is like whatever, a decade later. And so it's not a long time, but this one is, he's been living in it for a much longer time, and he's probably slowly going mad. So that's one.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly, exactly.
Right.
Not to be honest, the parts I like Tom Hardy the most, that's the thing that got to me because when he had that mouth, that face mask on and he's chained, his mannerisms, the looks that he gave was a lot like how Mel Gibson played it because
Yeah.
that's how he played it. But when he was taken out, I was expecting a bit more, just a bit more. Do you understand?
Mm, mm.
Like there's something that the sort of the mannerisms of his the way he was when he played when Mel Gibson played Mad Max. There was none of that kind of stuff. It was just it felt like honestly what it felt like was that George Miller wrote it. I think the original scripts and everything else was written for Mel Gibson,
He did, yeah.
and yeah, well, and when he couldn't get him, he had to like dumb it down a bit more because he didn't want people to get. This is why I feel
Could be. Well, I mean,
Tom Hardy.
you always have to work, as a director, you always have to work with the
Yeah,
actor
yeah,
to get the
of
right
course.
performance out of them. Well, Mel Gibson was actually originally on it, but the film got postponed like three times.
Yeah,
They were originally going to film in 2001. That was like 14 years ago. And
exactly.
and then after postponing it for the second time, Mel Gibson sort of left the project. I think he got either busy on something else or he just gave up. And he
Yeah,
was
no,
like, "This is taking too long."
no.
Yeah,
What I was trying to say, my point I was trying to come across is that um, because I feel that it was written for Mel Gibson, I get a feeling that he dumbed it down a bit more for Tom Hardy, so people wouldn't compare him too much to Mel Gibson.
oh, right, yes.
So
I know
so
what
it
you
was
mean.
more of so it was it, so he felt that the film people would sort of concentrate on the scenes, the actions, the way, the experience of the film rather than just on him because that's what people would do. These internet bloggers where they go blah, oh my God, Mel Gibson, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah, Tom
yeah.
Hardy's crap. You know how they are, you know how it is. So I think that's what he did, and that's why I like George Miller so much because we feel really sort of involved in movies and you like movies. Those type of films you go and you go like, "Oh, I would have changed that. That makes no sense. Oh, that's a bit annoying. I would have done it this way." He does. all the stuff
All the stuff that you
that.
want to be done.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. That's the thing I'm trying. I
that's
mean, I can't.
exactly.
I'm not. I can't actually sort of fault him. I'm
Yeah.
just nitpicking.
It
That's what
I know
that's it.
it ticked all the boxes for me. That's what I loved about it so
It
much.
was. It was. I mean, you come out of the cinema going like, yeah, that's right. Let's go and burn shit and get hype up my car. I'm ripping the panels off my car. That's the way it is.
Well, I was thinking like, yeah, let's go out and make some movies. But yeah, um, yeah. So, I'm with you on that. I think he definitely changed things around a little bit just to
Yeah, I mean, like
make it
there's
work.
understanding of where how it is. Also, those the guys on those poles and things like that. It kind of reminded me. I mean, I don't want to say it, but I'm pretty sure that those things weren't initially in the movie until he went and saw Cirque du Soleil. Because there are some Cirque du Soleil sort of things in there, like the swamp, those things that are walking around on those poles.
Yeah.
That's direct from Cirque du Soleil, like
Yeah, well,
direct.
they were actually Cirque du Soleil
Yeah,
uh,
that's what I found out afterwards as well. I read.
gymnasts. Yeah, well, the guy that designed the I don't think George Miller directly designed the vehicles. I think there was some other guy that designed them all, and he did an awesome job because
Yeah,
they're really out there. And I really loved how they also had to design everything from recycled materials. Like, okay, this is what was left over from the past, and then they've used them to make these things with them. And they did it brilliantly. And it's out there. That whole design of the poles swinging. It's like it makes logical sense too, but it's also a little bit out there. Like
yeah, yeah, exactly.
you wouldn't think of it. Oh yeah, let's put a swinging pole on top of a car going at whatever 100 kilometers an hour, and then swing and try and get to the next car next to us. It's
Yeah, and
madness. I love it.
I can't believe and Tom Hardy was on that pole as well.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't think that was him. I didn't think because I thought there's no way it's not gonna happen. What the hell? That's not gonna happen. And then when I watched the interview that you sent me with George Miller, it's like what? And
Yeah.
it's him hanging off the side when there's that massive truck coming beside him in that scene where he's about to fall off and Charlize Theron is holding him
Yeah, they
from
did a
that.
lot of their own stunts. Yeah. By the way, I highly recommend for anyone to go and listen to the George Miller interview on Vice. And
Definitely, I agree with
it's
that.
on YouTube. Yeah, the Vice because he explains a few things in there that just glue everything together even more, as if it wasn't already. Just
Definitely,
makes
and
even
and you
more
and you see
sense.
how much of a cool guy he is as well. It's just like
Yeah,
he sounds like a guy that you would want to go to the pub with and just say talk. I'm just listening. Just
yeah,
carry on, guys.
he's very typical Aussie in that sense. Um,
Yeah, yeah, it's good.
and
It
and
is good. Message.
and it's so funny that he's come from making Happy Feet and Babe, and
But
now
look,
it's making.
Happy Feet is a good movie
Yeah, but I
though.
mean
I
the
honestly,
contrast, like from that,
yeah,
like a cartoon to madness, in the desert. It's brilliant. It just shows his diversity, in that sense. Yeah. And have you seen him when he accepted the Oscar for Happy Feet? How he was dressed like a penguin?
no, I haven't seen that at all. Are you joking me? I didn't see that.
Well, yeah, he looked like he was doing the whole tux thing. Hang on. Um,
Although, okay, I'm gonna say there's a few things that I found out though about this movie that
yeah.
he actually wanted to film it in black and white. Do you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
He actually wanted to do it in black and white, and he said that the reason why he does his cuts the way he does is because usually black and white movies are sort of only honed in on the artsy movies, and in art movies the cuts and the way that it's stitched together is done in the more sort of slow and fluid process, and he wanted to bring that to the sort of action movie. And if you buy the DVD, which I'm definitely going to do, or the
Yeah,
Blu-ray, whatever
Blu-ray,
it is,
definitely.
you're going
Yeah.
to see that there is. He's actually said that on the that's quite cool. I like that. That's awesome.
Yeah. See how he made
Yeah,
the tux look like a penguin sort of thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Anyway.
You're going to see the black and white version on the Blu-ray extras, because he said that in fact there is a 1 second, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. There is actually someone has done the a black and white version of it. How do I? Well, if you write, just go to YouTube and write. Let me see if I can find it. The black and white black and white trailer of Mad Max Fury Road, you'll see it, and I kind of understand where he's getting to. I mean, it does look kind of funky, I must say. It is very funky, but I'm glad he didn't go ahead with it in the cinema. That would have I don't think it would have had the same impact as it did
So,
because a lot of people didn't understand.
do you remember what was the point exactly? What was it that
Why
the
he
pace would flow better, or
Of what? Of the black and
yeah, the
white?
black and
Why was
white,
it?
yeah.
Well, he said that this movie should truly be watched in black and white. That's what he said to in an interview, and he said that he didn't do it because people wouldn't understand it, and he said that he's either was going to go black and white or go full color spectrum as he did with the movie because when it was originally sort of filmed, he said it was too dull. It was like there's this sort of this dullness about it that he didn't
Oh,
like, so he.
yeah, yeah. Because I mean, it's just like yellow. It's just desert.
Yeah. And so he
Yeah.
seen that.
Oh, I totally understand where he's coming from. Yeah. Yeah, because black and white just adds that artistic kind of. Because in a way, it is a monochromatic color palette because it's just there's so much yellow, but they still managed to make it look somewhat attractive.
Yeah,
So
see if I can
it
find it.
began I think it became more like black and gold than black and white.
Yeah. I mean, it's that's the thing. He actually he actually called in the guy. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Like I sent it to you. It's actually
I think I found it. Yeah.
you found you found it anyway. So if you watch it, it is actually quite cool. I mean, it adds a totally different sort of feeling to the movie. It is really good. I mean,
Yeah. But
um,
the guy that made this trailer, he should have made it a little bit higher contrast to get that real
yeah,
black and white thing that
yeah. But it's like
George Miller was
what's it
after.
called? It's a
Slightly
it's
higher
a
contrast, but yeah, it looks pretty cool. I mean, it's just brilliantly fit. Like the cinematographer did a brilliant job, and you know those eye lights, the little golden twinkle in the eyes, even
yeah.
when it
That's
was
what I was gonna
nighttime,
say.
brilliant.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The Charlize Theron and what was his name, Nicholas Holt.
Yeah,
When their eyes are piercing when they're on there.
yeah.
Especially Charlize Theron. It's incredible. That's what you first notice. You're just like, wow, what the hell's that? It's incredible.
Well, that's
It
something
really
that
is.
cinematographers always strive to focus on because you know you always look in the eyes, so it's like your main point of focus. You really want to light that the right way and get that reflection right. And he did a great job on it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, we are nitpicking here, but in essence, it was a great movie. I mean, it's just another way to describe it. Um, there was just like a little joke about how much he liked the long arm. What is that called? The filming arm. What is that called now?
The crane, you mean?
Yeah, the crane. He said that he loved the technology because he would be sitting in the sidecar with his remote control and a
Yeah.
screen, and he just like remote controlling the camera all over the place. And he said it's just something that he
Oh
had to do.
yeah, it's awesome. I can only imagine how much fun that would be.
The thing is with the action scenes as well is it isn't overwhelming. It isn't sort of, oh my god, and it's never the same thing over and over again either. It's just like a evolvement of one massive scene and it's really good. It
Yeah.
really is amazing in that
Well, think of
sense.
it this way: the entire film is a chase scene, and you still want to see more by the end of it. So
Yeah, for sure.
it's
It
not
is.
overwhelming or tiring. So it's brilliantly
Yeah,
made.
yeah.
And that's line Mad Max where he says, "Max, that's my name," or something like that. What does he say? He said, "I'm
Uh,
Max. I'm Max. That's my name."
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
To to Furiosa, and just from that one line, it creates a connection between the two, and you feel that yeah, Max
yeah.
cares for
No,
Furiosa now. It's brilliant. Little things like
yeah.
that, like that, you know, less is more sort of thing. Yeah, loved it.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I mean, I wouldn't say it's the best action movie of all time. I couldn't say that. I
What's
mean, it is
better?
it is up there. I
What's
can't
better?
think of off the top of my head right now
See,
because
because I gave
no,
it
it's
some
not.
really good thought. The only other movies that come to mind when I think action, like really good action, Terminator 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Maybe the first two Alien films too.
Oh, if you're talking about this is the thing. I mean, out of my mind, like off the top of my head, I'm literally just thought about it now. But I would say, What is that called? You know, with Bruce Willis. What's that
Die
film
Hard.
called? Die Hard. I would say Die Hard's a better action movie
Uh,
because this the action scenes are amazing, but as a movie, I would say
as
that
a
Die
story,
Hard
you
is
mean?
better.
You mean as a
Yeah,
story?
as a sort of a whole unit because the action scenes are very good, like the things, and character development is great, and sort of the little quirks and the funny bits and this that, and the other makes you just fall in love with the movie.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
this is a I would say this is a roller coaster type of movie where you feel you there are some emotions there, but you're like in this and you're in this amazing ride. But there are that's what I'm saying. I mean, like in that sense. I mean, and also like Aliens too. Come on, man. That's
yeah.
incredible sort of action
Yeah,
movie.
and that's why I like Mad Max so much. I mean, yeah, it's definitely like having a story. I think that's also a slightly sort of different like genre within the action category because Mad Max kind of is a type of film that doesn't rely a whole lot on a story and like a character driven uh story. You know, I think it's as raw as you can get because it's purely about setting up as much character and as much story as possible in order to get a film done, right? And then
Yeah,
add the action scenes to it. It's like almost as raw as you can make a film, and that in its own sort of way fits into its own category, and I love that type of filmmaking.
yeah, it is. It's no, as
Yeah.
I said, nitpicking. It is a great
Yeah.
movie. I mean, it shows you how much a good director can make a movie. I mean, it really is. It's his movie. I mean, there's no other way to describe it. It's like he. This is how it should be done. I mean, like there are certain moments that it makes you relax, it makes you like a character. There's actions there. You don't get a headache. It's
Mm.
you know it's it, you, honestly, you could go into this movie with a bit of a headache and not be going, "Oh my God, I'm about to vomit. What the hell's going on?" Do you understand?
Yeah.
And it's real. That's what I like about his movies. There's like a realism to it, even though it is wild and out of this world. There isn't a question of like, well, that's a bit stupid. Even the guitar guy. That's what I was coming to, because my brother said that he's like, everything I can understand, but the guitar guy, what the hell was that? And I went, well, in a world like this, you know, so
Yeah.
what? I could go, oh, I want a guitar guy that shoots flames out of his guitar
Well,
and can't see it,
it's
you
about
know?
like hyping up the others as well. You know, it's like whenever uh you get in a car and you want to hype yourself up, you switch the radio on or you switch the music on,
Yeah,
and you hype yourself up this way. Of course, they don't have radios in their cars, so they bring a whole rig, a whole
yeah,
live
exactly, yeah.
rig along, and that kind of hypes them up. So it does make sense. So you better go back to your brother and tell him that.
No. It's his opinion. I mean, I can understand
Yeah,
to a
yeah,
point.
yeah. I know.
I can understand to a point where there are certain points where you just go like, okay, that's a bit over the top. But it's over the top, but in essence also functional as well. Like everything that you see, all the cars, the poles that go around, the this, the and the the way that everything that's on those cars are there for a reason, and it's there for a reason in a mad world where a world is going mad. It's
Hmm.
incredible. That's why that's the thing that it's also very interesting to me.
Yeah, yeah,
Anyway,
very nice.
yeah, go see the movie, man. Honestly, like I
Go
always
see
listen
the
to it.
movie. Yeah, you have to. I want to watch it in. I want to see if they have it on IMAX.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, I watched it in 3D.
Oh, you did.
That
I
was
watched it in
small,
2D. I still haven't watched it in 3D.
small little gripe, right? That there's that that scene, and it's so obvious. I wish they hadn't done that because I was just like, oh man,
Is it the one with Charlize
George,
Theron?
go to your no, go to the production company or whoever is funding this and say no, I'm not gonna do it. The scene where the truck at the end hits and no, not is it that, yeah, and where the guitar comes forward and the steering wheel comes forward. I was just like, oh come on, dude, don't do that shit. That's so obviously
I,
oh god,
I
and it's
actually didn't mind
obviously
that.
CGI as well. Like, it's
Yeah.
obviously CGI. You see it and go, oh man, like why?
I
Why did you
didn't
have
mind
to
that. The one I had a gripe with more is when Charlize Theron drops to her knees and screams. I thought that was a tiny bit cheesy.
Yeah.
Because
No, but I guess it like,
typical. Yeah,
but
but the
yeah, they had to
desert
show
looked
some
so
sort of
good.
emotion.
The desert looked so good in that scene.
It's like, yeah, no, it does. It's I think, yeah, in
So,
a sense, I don't really sort of,
mm,
I don't think I don't mind that bit because it adds a bit of an emotion because it's in essence there's emotion there, but you can tell that's what I liked about the eyes as well because you can tell that there's emotion back there, like she's about to cry any second,
yeah,
and then when they get and her only hope is the mothers that they go to. Although the mothers are really cool by the way, I like the old women. They're also
yeah,
like kicking ass and shit. Um,
yeah. It's pretty cool.
so when she goes there and it's just a release, I can understand that's that has to be I can understand that scene. It's not a that big of an issue, but
Oh yeah, no,
that
I'm for the scene. I just
yeah.
thought when like the scream actually reminded me a little bit of Darth Vader's no.
You know, by the way,
Yeah.
trivia that's added in. You know that.
What is added in?
You know where he goes no is a new thing.
What do you
Do you know
mean?
that?
What do you mean? So
It
they
is
didn't
this.
film it like that originally?
Originally, it wasn't filmed like that. He would be like honestly, go back, research it, you'll see that no bit is added in later on. As in
Oh,
like later on
oh
when it
yeah,
was
yeah.
original
It
no no
is.
no, when it was originally in the cinema, there was no bit in it.
Wasn't
Do you know
there?
that? No. Check it out.
I'm
Big
pretty
trivia
sure.
fact.
I'm pretty sure I remember seeing it in the because I watched it in the cinema. I watched the premiere, like the first screening
Of what of
of.
really? How old
Yeah,
were you?
yeah. What's that?
How old were you?
Are you talking about the? I'm talking about the episode 3. Which one are you talking about?
Yeah, with Darth Vader. The bit where he throws him, where what's his name is like, going with the lightning, and then the guy picks him and throws him, and he
Oh
goes,
no 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 no! Sorry, I was talking about when Anakin just transforms to Darth Vader.
oh yeah, that bit is
Yeah,
ridiculous. No,
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
talking
that
about the
bit.
original
Oh yeah,
where he
no,
throws it
the
down and he
original.
goes,
I didn't know that.
no, and the whole of the Star Wars universe went ape shit over it. They were just like, why? Why would you do that? You can tell he's he wouldn't do that. He wouldn't
Well,
do that, honestly.
my
And
theory is because George Lucas realized how stupid the one was in Episode 3, and then he tried to fix it by adding it
by
into the
the
other one and saying, yeah, well, that's what Anakin does. He
okay,
just screams no
we
all the time.
we have to do we have to do a podcast about those movies because
Yeah,
it is the essence of giving George Lucas free reign without saying no to any of his stupid ideas is the outcome of these three shit movies. Honestly, like holy moly, you don't give that guy. I don't think he'll ever get a job again directing a movie because how bad can you direct these
well,
movies?
he's kind of retired now.
I know, but he probably thought, yeah, I'm gonna make these as shit as possible so they don't call me again.
He's obviously he's not a great director. He's a great writer. He's a great producer, but not a very good director.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to get it. I had to get that out.
Yeah, although his first couple of films were not too badly directed. A New Hope wasn't too bad either. I don't know.
I don't know. I think they're all dog turd of the widest kind. Ass gravy of the strongest flavor.
Well, I'm really looking forward to the J.J. Abrams one. That's going to be
Oh yeah, it that
pretty cool.
as soon as you see, like a trailer should be like a taster of the how movie is going to be, like an essence of it. And as soon as I saw it, the first scene, when what's his name? I've forgotten that black dude's name, comes up, and you're like, all right, this is gonna be a movie.
Yeah,
J.J. Abrams, when he touches a movie, it's good. And it's filmed really good.
it
Although I
is.
do hope that he tones down the shaky cam and the stupid bloody glares all the time that you see
Yeah,
in his
that's true.
movie.
Because I can't think of anyone else right now like a better director than J.J. Abrams to direct Star Wars,
Yeah, he's
except George Miller now. Except
yeah,
George Miller.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
uh, George Miller for the action scenes, and then J.J. Abrams for the development of
Oh
everything
no,
else.
George Miller for everything.
Yeah,
Because he won't let any silly shit happen.
exactly. Full of man crush you got there, man. Seriously. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, like J.J. Abrams, in essence, is what was his name? Steven Spielberg of his time. I would say that he's one of those type of things where when Steven Spielberg's, I mean, apart from the cowboys and aliens bollocks that he did, when he's involved in the movie, it's usually very good. There's that sort of flow to it, and there's a lot of essence of of him in J.J. Abrams because of the sort of the themes for characters. That's a Spielberg thing. He was the first one to ever do that, where when a character would be on screen, there'd be a song that would accompany them. J.J.
Yeah.
Abrams does that now. That's a part of his
Well,
thing
he
as
is
well.
very much inspired by
Yeah, under
Spielberg. Yeah, he. I still think though. I mean, he's made quite a few films. They haven't been fantastic. The best ones have probably been the Star Trek, sorry, ones. And
who J.J. Abrams.
yeah, and he did an okay job with Mission Impossible as well. The other ones, I thought, yeah, they were okay. Like Cloverfield was not bad. Super 8 was okay.
I really like Super 8, man. I really
Yeah,
like Super 8.
it's
I mean,
great, but I
but
didn't think it was, an amazing movie.
no, no. But what I'm trying to say with J.J. Abrams is that you can't say, "Oh my God, what the hell has he done?" kind of thing. You can never
Yeah,
say
he's
that.
great. He's still like
A
one of the
movie
best
is
directors
always
out there right
solid.
now. Yeah.
It's a solid movie when he makes it. It may not be like, "Oh my God, this is it. I'm gonna kill myself. There's nothing else in my life that could enrich me from after this
Yeah.
movie." He doesn't do that kind of shit, but he does. He does. He does sort of make a really solid movie. He does do it really well. That's what I say about him. I don't know. I mean, I like him. I like J.J. Abrams. I would go and see if J.J. Abrams' name was on a movie. I'd go and see it. It's
Yeah,
to that. It's like
same here. Yeah. And I like how he was talking with Valve a couple of years ago about making something with them.
yeah, yeah, it could be. They Valve needs to make a little bit of a comeback, man. Honestly, like, dude, how long
Well,
does it take
they
to do
yeah,
anything?
they're taking their time with Half-Life 3, and I think, and obviously they're doing it for a reason because the way they work in the company as well. There's no hierarchy. Everyone kind of does what they want to do. So in that sense, they're not gonna be able to rely on someone pushing them to bring this game out. Have you seen this?
It's true, though, man. It's true.
uh,
Yeah. By the way, hi. What did you think of what was it called? What's this film called again?
Interstellar.
Interstellar.
Okay, do you want to talk about Interstellar?
Yeah. We
Uh,
could do if you want to.
well, I think of it. The thing about the Christopher Nolan movies is he makes his scripts and his movies really dense. And sometimes I find I'm I need to strain a little bit just to kind of catch up with everything that's going on. Maybe because I'm trying to focus on too many things at once.
Yeah.
And I thought the same with Interstellar, where it could have been just a little bit simpler in some places. I thought the pacing was really off. It really put me off. The pacing didn't
Crazy
help
pacing
at,
issues, man.
at all. Hey?
Crazy pacing issues, man. That's one of the things. Is
Yeah,
like,
really bad pacing issues, and then the story was about essentially like one of the basic story lines is about this guy and his daughter, and then this really emotional scene about how he gets on this planet and he misses like a couple of decades of his daughter's life, and he comes back and she's like
yeah, that
already
scene was very good though. Just
married,
watching the video.
and it's great and da 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 and all that. And then in the end of the movie, they
Yeah.
they they meet up. Like she's this old woman, and he comes in and he's like, yeah, hey, cool, all right. Well, it was nice seeing you. I gotta go now. Like,
See you
what?
later.
That's
Yeah,
stupid.
I know, I know. No, the
That's
thing I found,
dumb.
the thing with Interstellar, like, I really like the way he does Christopher Nolan's movies. I like all of his. I mean, except to an extent, Interstellar. Interstellar is a good movie in if you like science, if you know the theories that he's trying to. Because what I think the way this movie started was some guy came to him and threw a science book in front of him, a physics book, and said, "Make a movie about that."
Threw a science book in his head,
Yeah, exactly. Because it's
on his
the.
face.
I mean, I like the way he did sort of like that. Explaining sort of gravity and time and and a time continuum and time space continuum and all that kind of stuff. He did that really well.
Which,
That
but
was
by
really
the way,
cool.
that scene where they do the bending of the paper and the pencil through the paper, that was taken from Event Horizon.
damn right. It's exactly what I
Yeah.
thought when I saw it. I was just like, bitch, please, man. Think of something new, man. Seriously, you make it do it with cheese or something. I don't know, whatever. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, that
Cheese.
was good. And the yeah,
I like to see
exactly.
it done with a slice of cheese. The slice of cheese represents the universe.
This never
Um,
fits.
it's so delicious. Oh wait, wait. Sorry,
This
I ate the
is
slice of cheese. I need another one now.
oh, wait! This one's melty. Wait! Can we get a non-melty cheese, please?
No, sorry,
There's a
we're out of cheese. Damn it.
cheese. All right, till next time. Go to the shop and get some. But sir, we have a piece of paper. No paper. I don't deal with this stupid paper. I want cheese. Give me
Oh,
cheese.
jeez.
Give me...
This example only works with cheese. Cheddar. Vintage.
Like, like no, but it gets cheddar, but cheddar breaks. It's not bendy. So you'd be
Yeah,
like, ah,
that's
shit, you
true.
give me different cheese now. You need to get me melted cheese. All right, guys, I hope you liked our podcast. If you did so, press the like button and please leave us a comment. Till next time.